Hey guys, today I want to talk about the Great Resignation and what it is all about, and will it affect the Philippines or the rest of the world. In the United States, they have this thing called the Great Resignation. The first one I heard about it, I was like, what's a Great Resignation? We've already got the woke culture. What do we need, another a resignation culture or something? Like, what the heck is going on in the States? Anyway, I was reading about how everybody's resigning from their jobs. There's a shortage of people that want to work. Everybody's quitting. They just don't feel like working anymore. Either they're retiring early or retiring, or just leaving work and becoming slouches and living off the government, I guess. But it's starting to affect people. And I notice it's starting to affect us a little bit over here. And here's how. I've gotten a few calls lately from these people that are in their 20s, 30s, 40s. They tell me they're not working. They're asking if they can get jobs over here. And I says, well, you know, they're not going to pay very much. Oh, I'm willing to work for anything. I've gotten a few people like that. And it's kind of funny when you hear a call for somebody that's willing to work for like $300 or $400 and thinks that they're going to survive over here because Filipinos survive over here on that. Or they hear stories of some guy, one friend of theirs that's a backpacker that's living in Thailand or something like that for like $300 or $400 a month and says, well, I can do it, you can do it too. But these people are backpackers. They kind of live like homeless people, and they're not living well, okay? They kind of live off of other people, and that's part of the problem. Well, these people are starting to think about coming over here. And some of these people also do have money. Very few of them, but some do have money. I've heard from reading an article about the Great Resignation that about, I think it's like 2 to 3% of these people have actually made some money off cryptocurrency. And they've actually made quite a lot. But is it enough to survive and retire on? No. Most of these people have made like a few $100,000 or something like that, and they want to take some time off, I think. Now that's okay, but it's going to kill your Social Security later on for not working maybe 3, 5, 10 years or whatever. That's the part that's going to hit you hard. That's the part you don't want to have. But anyway, this Great Resignation, will it affect us? I think the older people that are retiring early, yes. We will start seeing more people come over to the Philippines, because every time there's a group of retirees, those people look at Asia as a place to retire cheap, because most people that want to retire early start looking for cheap places to retire, because the United States is just off limits now as a place to retire, almost totally. But anyway, guys, I want to chat a little bit about that. Can you retire early at 55 in the Philippines? Yes, but remember, you need at least 2,000 to 3,000 in order to live decent in the Philippines, to live normal. Well, some people are saying, well, gee, Steve, I can live in the United States on that, and I can live pretty good on that. No, you won't live pretty good, because most of that will go to your rent. At least $1,000 a month you're gonna have to consider to pay for your rent in the US. In the average town, about $1,000 or more you're gonna have to pay per month for a 1 or 2 bedroom condo, apartment, whatever. That's what you're gonna pay in the United States. Here, as I've said, $80 and up, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, probably about 120, 140, 160, somewhere in around there, 180. You can get a good deal. If you shop around and you put your own AC in there, you're all set to roll. AC is gonna cost you about 80 bucks. But here's the thing, guys, food is going up over here. That's the killer now, food. People are saying, well, Steve, in the Philippines, food's cheaper. No, it's not. That's a fallacy. If you live out in the provinces, you can get vegetables, things like that cheaper. You can get pork cheaper. You can get chicken cheaper. But you know what? In the city, you're going to pay through the nose for it. Probably just as much as you would in the United States, or fairly close to it. You know, and also, guys, when you go to these places like Landers, S&R, even though you're getting discounts for buying large quantities, you're still paying a good amount of money. It's not totally cheap. That's why I say that the 2,000 to 3,000, that's the place to be. You could travel, you can go to a resort like me here. But you know what? If you're living on 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, you're not really going to be able to travel much. I know there's other channels out there that are telling you, oh man, you'll live like really great here. You'll be doing everything you want to do. You'll have money to do everything, and that's just not true. You can live on 1,500 pretty decent, okay? But make sure that you have some extra income coming in, like a COLA or something like that. If it's Social Security, you'll get a cost of living increase or what have you. That's great. If you got that, that's what's gonna save you. But don't forget, guys, As you get older and as you age, your insurance is going to go up over here, as is other things. You're going to need money for your outpatient, your medications, things like that. A lot of people are forgetting these things in their budget. You know what? The best part of all over here is if you're in the sweet spot budget, is living like this. That's key. I don't know if you could see that, but you can see outside here. It's beautiful here. It's a resort. That's what you come to retire for. If you're not coming to retire, if you're coming to retire and you're not wanting to live a decent life, it's not going to be fun. You're going to be sitting in front of a computer, sitting in your apartment all the time. This is the place. This is the place you want to be, right here. You want to be near the ocean. You want to be near the palm trees, coconuts, at a resort, sitting by the pool, things like that. Surfing, scuba diving, going out on a boat. You want to do that at least every once in a while, at least once or twice, every couple months or whatever. That's what you want to do. You want to live. That's what retirement is about. It's not about existing. If you're coming over here to exist, you can exist in the United States just as well as you can over here. That's why I tell people, if you're coming over here in one of those low budgets, $1,500 or below, $1,500 you can do pretty well over here. Okay, you can live fairly well. You might be able to go on a vacation here and there. You might be able to travel about if you're frugal. If you're frugal, okay? Now, if you come over here and you're living on the $2,000 to $3,000 budget, the sweet spot budget that we talk about all the time, then you're gonna be living. You can go scuba diving, you go to hotels once in a while, travel about with your friends, go have a few drinks, go have a nice dinner at Mall of Asia, or go to Cebu. If you're down in that area, you can go into town and get yourself a nice Western meal or a steak or what have you. That's living, guys. You don't want to come to a foreign country where you can't live. You can't experience what it's all about because you don't have the cash to survive. Remember, guys, a lot of you guys are talking about coming over here and you're thinking that you're going to live the Philippine life, being retired and traveling around and jumping from island to island. And some of you guys are thinking that on 800 or 1,000 you can do that. No, you can't. You cannot do it. It's very difficult. You can do it a little bit once in a while, but you can't do it often. Nobody wants to just exist. Nobody comes to the Philippines just to exist. Everybody comes to the Philippines to live good, live high. That's what I want to do. I want to live on a budget that's going to bring me enough money where I'm going to live well. I'm going to be happy, and everybody wants to kind of be like that. I know there's some people that say, no, Steve, I'm okay if I'm sitting in front of a computer. That gets old really quick. Gets old really quick. You don't want to live in front of a computer all the time, guys. And I know this great resignation, I know it's going to bring some people over here that are going to be living on these low budgets. I highly don't recommend it, guys. And I know from talking to some of the people and talking to some of you guys, that some of you guys are planning on doing that. Can you do it? Yes, you can. Would I do it? No, I wouldn't. Things are changing in the Philippines. Costs are going up. Everything's going up. When I first came here, 4 years ago, haircuts were about 50 pesos. Now they're 100. So it's doubled. And they're probably going to go up again. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care.